Allo, 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 hello, 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 hello. All right, let's see if my Wi-Fi is going to act appropriately today. Oop, nope. I'm jumping over here. All right, let's see. It's a jumping around, a jumping around. We're going to see how this goes down. Because it's jumping around. Hello, 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 hello. Let's see. Alrighty. Hello, people. Hello, people. Hello, hello, hello. Incredible. We're technically still in the morning, so incredible morning. Was just watching and taking notes on your YouTube playback. Of which video? I do so many of them. Which video was that? I would love to know what you were taking notes on. I'm over here now just trying to share this out real quick. Yeah, trying to share this out. All right. Okay, let me just share this and mark some things and we're going to get started. I'm doing this because I needed a mental break. Man, there's so much to running a business, not just making money from something that you do, you love, you put a price tag on it. Man, there's a lot to running a successful business. And right now, the business side of it is driving me absolutely insane. And I just needed a mental break before I break. And this is my happy place. Answering questions for others, helping others is my happy place. Yes, it is the foundation and it is the core of part of the core of what our business is. But there's so many things like to make it to where I can do this part of it. I can have classes. Even prepping for live videos or demo videos, it's still so much business stuff. And I just needed a break. Like, I don't want to think about anything that I have to do for business. I want to just help some other folk because this is my happy place. And I need a whole break. So I need y'all to come with some questions, come with the questions, because I need a good 30 minutes away from what's on these. Technically, if you really think about it, we're doing business right now and it's 5 computer screens. My 2 on my desktop, my laptop. My husband has the 2. Well, his laptop and then his secondary one. He's on the phone with UPS because they're trying to charge us some foolishness. So that's taking away time from doing something else we were supposed to be doing because he got to be on the phone with UPS. This team too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. So yeah. My bad. I just had a whole therapy moment right there, and I had to relax, release real quick because baby, they say it becomes cliche, but when they say it's not for the weak, like if your mental ain't mentaling and you have a hard time processing like stressful situations, true entrepreneurship, I'm not even gonna say entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is just starting a business. You can start it and not continue it and not be successful in it and not be sustainable. So entrepreneurship is just someone who starts a business, and you can go and start a new business every day if you want to, every month, every 6 months, every year. But maintaining a sustainable business and everything that it encompasses, even when you have help, it is not for the weak. And the truth of the matter is, some people probably, because if they're not ready for it, you don't know how to kind of take that step back, you probably just need to accept the fact that it is a hobby that you can make some money on the side. Because the more you try and grow and scale, I promise you, it'll tempt you to give up sometimes. It will tempt you to give up sometimes. It was yesterday on designing. I can go back tonight and watch it. I need to say what's up. Oh, okay. Yay. Yeah. I mean, and that's just a snippet of the designing part. Like, I mean, literally, that's like a really small portion. What you guys saw, very, very small portion of designing. It's a lot of foundational stuff. And I even question somewhat, like, I told you guys yesterday, truly setting the foundation in the things that I feel like a lot of creative business owners, or for lack of better words in this current moment, like crafters, is they skip that foundational part. And because they just see it as crafts, like crafts should not be rocket science, it's still fundamental things that you have to set in place to be successful and to be able to produce great designs and great layouts. And sometimes it's just listening, not even doing things, it's listening. And like you said, taking notes. Hello, Beverly. If you are still on, did you get I saw you were having issues with your EcoSolvent printer. How is that going? Good morning from Chicago. Incredible morning. It's now 12:05. It is now 12:05 here on the East Coast. So officially, incredible afternoon, incredible greetings, everyone. I'm sorry, the first part of this, I came in, maybe sound like a little bit of complaining. My bad, and I didn't even introduce myself. My name is Shakia, the professor of HSINK365. Hold on. It's behind my laptop. Shoot. All right, hold on, y'all. Because I know it's behind my laptop. Is my TikTok freezing? On my phone, I feel like I'm freezing. But I don't know if it's freezing for y'all. And if it is, I probably just end the live. But yeah, so sorry. I looked at myself and I felt like I was starting to turn into Pookie from New Jack City. So I had to go and make my lips pop a little because I felt like I was looking like, somebody that partaked in that stuff that is whack, because I was a little ashy. Not on you guys. And I know I'm not freezing here. I was asking TikTok. It is on TikTok. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't know why it keeps freezing. Man. Yep, it is. So it just said it again. Yeah, I'm gonna end this one because I can't deal with that. That's gonna drive me nuts. If you guys want to see, head on over to YouTube, Honestly Speaking, or Cellholics Anonymous. And that's where you can catch me at, because this is over here acting cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. They might have got time for it. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. Peace. It really sucks. Like, I mean, you do certain things and you don't know why. Like, the Wi-Fi is working in one place. I don't know if that's because of the Wi-Fi, but I turn it off the Wi-Fi, put it on my phone. I don't know if my phone is acting crazy. I don't know what it is, but whatever. Anywho, so what was I saying? Oh, we are HSINK365, home of the honest. Oh no, I was, is that my notebook I was looking for yesterday? But that's a different one. Home of the Honestly Speaking brand, as well as 365 Creative Academy, where I help you to unlock your creativity in a wide variety of classes that range from practical business things for startups. And things you probably didn't think about, terms and conditions, shipping policies, just taking orders, staying sane in all of this, pricing by the numbers, understanding your inventory, understanding your pricing, understanding your taxes, understanding your marketing, understanding your branding. Like, it is so many things encompassed in business: the admin side, the logistics side, and I mean, that has nothing to really do, like, just that part of business that I focus on is so different than, you know, the business structure, your bookkeeping, and your, if you're someone that wants to be heavy on social media, your custom, like, it's, there are so many different zones and layers to business, man. And sometimes it hurts my heart to see people say, I want a business, but they really don't want a business because they don't want to deal with all of those things, whether they're going to deal with it themselves, which I really recommend getting a team, or we see this as we sometimes, and I'm going to put myself in because I've been there before, and there are certain things where I refuse to let go of control, and I'm working on it. Like, every day I am a work in progress for letting go of some control, and not looking at, sometimes not looking at current finances and being able to really know. Part of it is really being able to communicate what it is I need, because it's like all in my head. And I have a certain level and a certain standard that I want things done at, especially on the design side, and just trying to get people around me that can understand my vision and really help me execute it, because man, oh man. But anywho, I forgot what I was going to say, but yeah, it's just a lot. It's a lot to it. So I need some questions. I need some other stuff. I need to be able to help y'all, because right now, and then as you're trying to grow and elevate, like, I'm to the point where we're trying to scale, like, things that we want to put in place, because this right here, what happened with the account? I don't know. Something changed. He's on the phone, UPS. I'm seeing pop-ups, and I'm like, what, they changing on my account? Because that wasn't our fault. Like, I don't know. I need to mind my business. That ain't none of my business. It's just that everything, you know, pops up, you know, because of email. So I saw this notification about, it looked kind of weird, because I know he's on the phone with them trying to handle this bill they tried to send us for $215 from some overweight 177 pounds. We don't have nothing that's 177 pounds. Didn't even originate here. So dealing with that. But see, stuff like that, right? They ain't none of my business. He's in there handling that, because that's his department when it comes to shipping, and he deals with that stuff. But I'm over here trying to interject myself in something that don't concern me. I can save that for the company meeting and get an update on everything that is happening and a rundown or whatever. As of right now, that don't concern me. I wish it didn't pop up on my damn computer though. But that's what happens in business. It's like when it's your baby, like when one party is like, you hear a part of your business crying, you want to go and you want to comfort and figure it out. And it's like, okay, this other part can wait. Like, what's going on over here? And you can't. Like, this is why it is important, and it is great to have a team in place for certain things, because baby, it be a lot. It's a lot. But anywho, we're working on scaling, because the information that I give, how I research, and knowing the science behind it, this brand, this right here, should be bigger than what it is right now. And I'm just being honest. It is great. I am very grateful for those who purchase, those who continue to purchase and repeat. But it's, you know, we have to be able to get new customers. So trying to, you know, work out that marketing side. I'm great at what I do. It's been great, but I can't rely on social media, because it just seems like it just keeps feeding my content only to the people who always see it, and you may have already purchased the product, or really just getting to those who aren't coming just to take, and who are like, I want to support this business because she's helping mine. So let me at least go buy a product, because I want somebody else to buy a product. I want to share it with others. I want to, you know, I'm going to recommend it to others, like, because it should be at a level, a much more recognized level than it is now, because it is absolutely amazing. Like, no one teaches you and shows you that you can get amazing results in less time and more efficiently. So it's trying to scale, and we're making certain moves, and those moves are scary sometimes, because of the money that's involved in it, the process that's involved in it, the certain changes that you have to make, the prep work, like the weeks and weeks of prep work before we're even making any money on these changes, can be daunting, right? Like, I thought it was crazy the first time we had to pay $14,000 for shipping. Like, we had to pay for this paper, this ink to get here, and not, and wasn't a guaranteed sale on it. I thought that was scary, but this part that we're about to embark on is even scarier. Like, man. Anywho, yeah. So, let's see. Let's go up here. Incredible afternoon, incredible morning, incredible afternoon. Hey. Hello. Hey, just say, Joy, how are you guys doing? Hey. Oh, I think I saw that one. I printed some backgrounds using your pigment ink, and then printed halftones with the laser printer. Then foiled, came out great. Haven't posted because not really a card. Whoa. Okay. I'm so glad you said that, right? It does not matter if it is a card group or not. So I'm not sure if you don't want to post because of like maybe the lack of, like, if you feel like you won't get likes because it's not in a card group, they won't appreciate it. But you still learned something from one of my classes. So I still want you guys to post it. List the class or the video that inspired you, or you got like a little nugget from. I'm starting to see that, right? Like, someone told me, Shakia, people just see you as an emergency room or as like the urgent care. They'll get the information, but no one's really coming back to say, this is what I learned. Like, I'm proud of myself because of the professor's class, or just share with others. It may not be a card group. It doesn't mean that there aren't people who like doing cards because they are afraid. Like, no one is stepping out and like going out there and saying, let me put my work out there. So just because my groups are not a quote unquote card group, you created it in Silhouette Studio, right? You printed it with Honestly Speaking ink. So you can post it in the Honestly Speaking group. You can post it in the Silaholics Anonymous group, because some people may not even realize that that is possible with the Silhouette Studio program. They may not realize that it's possible to create something amazing like that with our Honestly Speaking pigment ink. Like, post, guys, post. Don't be afraid to post it, because it's not a specific type of group. Oh wow, yeah, but I mean, you got to call them. So I'm not sure if you called them and tried to get it corrected. Like, for us, we're not going to stand for it, because that's not ours. They mixed it up. So hopefully you called and got it corrected. Thank you, because I'll take all of them. I'll take all of them at this point. Midday lunch break. Yep. Hey, Jamila. Hey. Thank you guys for watching. I think I saw that one in the group. That's me. Hobby just on the side keeps me happy. Yeah, because the business side can keep you frustrated sometimes. I heard how awesome it was, of course. Awesome. See, exactly. Cheryl, you need to share the happy things. Share the happy and the things that you do. Tell her again, Ms. Dawn. Tell her again. Okay? Thank you. Hello. Yes, it will be. It will be. No, see, look, if you come over here, I don't need you sitting at my feet. One, I ain't the Lord. Two, you got to do some work. Okay. You're going to have to get in the trenches. I'm going to need you to sweat bullets. I'm going to need you to be stressed the hell out so that you get a full understanding. No, don't come over here and sit down. I don't need nobody that's going to come over here and sit down. I need you to be on your feet or sit in the chair and working for you to see all that this income. Gosh. And the crazy thing is this is not anything that's new to me, right? Like, I've worked in major corporations in major industries. And I've seen the inner workings, but when it's your own, like as an employee in these multi-million-dollar companies compared to being the owner or like the head, and like it's you like that has to do this. It's a totally different perspective. And I think I took for granted I question all the time, am I taking for granted did I take for granted every single job that I had? And I was just one little part of it, because when you are really seeing every part, like I knew like the comptroller position, existed, right? I knew that, the cash room or like financing and stuff. I knew managers and warehouse managers existed, and I knew like, they had jobs. I know I'm looking at all this stuff, but it's a different perspective when you are in it, right? Like at some point in your journey, you have to be all of those things sometimes at one time. And it is our goal and our hope in business to not have to do all the things. And truth be told, part of it is not, and I'm going to be very transparent moment right here, is making certain financial changes as far as like pricing. I mean, we did that in this semester. I was like, look, I can't, as much as I love you guys and I would love to keep it affordable, but we can't grow if I keep doing classes at the rate and at the price point that I was doing them at. I mean, even now with where they are, I'm still giving a lot for a small price, because when you really break it down, it really is still around that 30 some odd, per session. And that's, it pays for certain things, and to be able to get like it's man, I'm trying to hold off as long as possible with certain price increases until we are ready to really like solidify certain people coming on. And I'm trying my best to hold off on it. And it is a lot for my audience. And I'm hearing what you guys are saying. I would love to be able to buy this, but I can't. I want to do this, but I can't. The money, the money, the money. And I want as many people who are going to be dedicated to, who can actually handle it, to be successful business owners. There's some of you right now who are listening and you have the desire to. You're not going to want to hear it. It's going to seem like it's negative. It's going to seem like, oh, it's like, you want to hear positive vibes only. And as much, I have to speak it and I have to say it to the masses about designing and becoming a better designer and things like that, becoming a better business owner. And for some, it's just going to be a really great word, because unless you are willing to make like major sacrifices and you're really ready to be a student and a steward of what is it you want to do, you're just not going to get it. Like, and as a society, we put this like this whole thing about failure, right? Or like we feel less than it, like just admitting. To me, I think it takes a stronger person to say, this ain't for me. Like, this is not, I'm great at something else, but trying to do all of this is not for me. You can have a successful business and never, ever design. Like, you really can. I mean, it's not going to be it's not going to be your designs, of course. Like, you're going to be limited in being able to do this customs business, but you can have, Nike doesn't do customs, but they have a successful business. Like, man, that thing can preach. But yeah, anywho, I want to answer questions. I'm not trying to give y'all a feel good moment, because y'all come here, y'all want to get the feel good, y'all be all hyped and stuff, and you go back and still do the same thing. What questions do y'all have? Yes, all creations are welcome. I'm learning, so I would like to see what she did. See, Miss Cheryl, they want to see what you made. Okay, good. She says she'll post it. I've never taken a paid class, but have followed you on YouTube. Your videos are the reason I learned how to use Silhouette Studio to make designs, and I'm still learning lots from you. I appreciate that. I mean, keeping it real, paid classes is what pays the bills. Like, I mean, I know a lot of people like to think that, you know, YouTube pays a lot, but YouTube pays a lot for all of those entertainment type videos, people who do pranks, vlogs, and stuff like that, and quick content, whatever, you know, and you're getting hundreds of thousands, and, you know, but if I'm doing live videos, I'm not sure if it's the distribution, if I'm doing something wrong with my, my tags or things like that, but I don't get those type of views. So as much I'm being real and honest. As much as I appreciate it, that don't really pay bills. So I'm here to help, and I do it because this is what I choose to do, part of our marketing, because I love it. So I do this in the hopes that at some point someone will purchase a product, someone will purchase a class, because that is really the driving force. Like, if I want to have a school doing this, I can't go and have a school where I'm just broadcasting it on YouTube. So we have to really be honest. Like right now, what I'm doing with you, whether you like it or not, whether it offends you, and what I'm saying right now, as you're really thinking about your business and where you want it to grow and where you want it to go, these are conversations that you're going to have with yourself. These are things that you're going to say to yourself, and you're going to at some point have these revelations. It is great to get out here. You know, I see so many people tell them, show the behind the scenes and show how you make it. I see so many businesses get on TikTok and they're showing the whole process of them making a tumbler and doing all this stuff or whatever. And it's just a lot of people trying to just get information to help themselves. And it's like, they're not really buying anything from you. And you spend more time giving to others than you're getting back. And you're going to realize that in your business as well at some point. So yes, I am still coming to GA next week, Friday. I ain't figured out what I don't know where I'm gonna try and do a meet at. I haven't had time to even think and look at restaurants or look at locations. Like, it's a lot. I still got to go shopping for my kids because Imani has had a growth spurt. I can't have, actually, well, Imani can wear, well, if it's not going to, I don't know the weather to where if he needs shorts or pants, but MJ definitely just making the time to go and get this kid some more pants because he has had a growth spurt as well. Zadimon, we have to get new school uniforms for pants because he's getting taller, but the Joker not getting he's not getting thicker. So his shorts are still good, but them pants are nuts. I don't know. I gotta figure something out with this processor because it's like it feel like it makes me feel like it just can't handle certain things. But yeah, I still gotta go shop for my kids. And so I'm glad I don't have I said, look at God that I did not do my phone board class after MJ's game. We are going to go shopping because I have classes I have classes Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and we leave on Friday. So I probably won't be able to go and do shopping and all that stuff. So I'm glad I have Saturday because maybe Sunday is the Super Bowl. So yeah, I'm glad I don't have the phone board class this weekend, like being straight up. Yes, post your wins. All those positions is very crazy. Bills were over 60 grand a month. Numbers I've never seen before. I did it. It was so hard. Hello from Atlanta. You are a gift. Keep teaching and winning. Honestly Speaking 365, awesome reference point for creative artists. That's me. On the other side of struggle is reward. That's by his design. I mean, that's a feel good. On the people will say on the other side of struggle there is, and we want to believe that, we want to hold on to that, to say that it is worth it. But sometimes on the other side of struggle is the reality that we gotta let it go. And that is being totally honest. We like to live by feel good. And I made a post. Positive vibes only can be very enabling because it can force you or make you want to stay or just keep pushing through something that sometimes we need to let go of and be okay with not getting the desired outcome. But we can learn from that for whatever the next thing is. So I'm not disagreeing with that. If so, on the other side of the struggle is a reward if that only happens if it is a positive result. But if all, and I guess, you know what, the reward is, you know what, I'm gonna keep it positive. So even if it wasn't your desired outcome, if you're out of the struggle and you are at peace, whether it was your desired outcome or not, the reward is peace. So I am going to 100% agree with that statement, but it's all in the context that you, how you, it's all in the context of it, right? So the reward doesn't have to be the desired outcome, or it's like it's going to be something great and you're going to be successful. The reward can be that it is stress-free because I was honest with myself and said, okay, this was too much. I need to, this ain't for me. I'm going to not continue this. I'm either going to pass up to someone else. I'm just going to let it go. And it's okay to let ish go. Like, man, I think that is so toxic when people people are like, oh, don't give up, don't give up. Sometimes, yeah, it's okay to give up. Yes, I know we want to stay in positive, but that's a part of being positive, is identifying when it's okay to give it up. The only thing that I think that is not okay to give up on is life, and taking that into your own hands. That's the only time we should not give up. Okay, so it's not that I don't care for eco tanks. They serve a purpose. For sublimation, I don't, because it's not just them clogging up, because there's so many different like facets with it, and you can't really get a lot of help from like Epson to really correct certain things because you are converting it and you're using a third party ink. It's not something that you can maintain yourself and get fixed and stuff, is why I don't. And then also it's the color. I know colors. For some people, they don't care about the details and colors. I know the science behind colors and how inks work. So because of that, this is why I don't care for, that's one of the reasons why I don't care for eco tanks. I don't care for eco tanks as far as the ones that are desktops, because they are charging you an arm and a leg for specs that are less than the workforce printers just because they use cartridges. So we have to be very, make sure that we're listening to why I don't recommend them. It's not that they are bad printers in general. It's just for how we are using them. It costs too much. There's too many issues. The F570 is something that's totally different. That is a true sublimation printer. You would be using it in the way that it was designed to be used. You are going to use Epson's sublimation ink. Don't use Honestly Speaking ink for a printer that comes with an ink that is made for that printer. I know most companies will not do this, but this is an option for someone that's trying to do a hack. Regardless of how you want to see it or say it, convert it or whatever, it is a sublimation hack. Using a desktop printer from Staples, Office Depot, Amazon, Best Buy, it's a hack. Because that's not what it's for. It is for folks. We didn't want to pay the full cost of a sublimation printer. We didn't want to go and pay Sawgrass all that money. We wanted a cheaper option. It's a hack. Point blank and the period. The F570 gonna cost you a couple coins, okay? But it is designed to work with their ink. It is designed to pump and process that ink. We don't hear a lot of F570 users, saying that they're having a lot of clogs because there are certain maintenance. I watched Eric from the Blank Spot do the maintenance on his printer the other day. It has tubes and stuff that have to be maintained, and you can clean the print head and all, it's like a bunch of different things you have to do. So it's not the fact that it's in just an eco tank, it's the type of eco tank that you're using and what you're using it for. So the F170, I mean, I just don't, for that one, for it to be 8.5 by 11, I mean, it works for some. So I'm not going to say it's a bad one. But the F570 is going to be a great printer, even though it's an eco tank, as long as you properly maintain it. And if something should happen, you can actually get help from Epson instead of getting 30,000 wrong answers in groups. Like, that's the truth of the matter, because everything else is a hack. You're not going to get actual help about these printers from Epson because you are not using their ink. So, and I think for just regular print stuff and printing photographs, the 8550 is an amazing printer. The other reason, like with eco tanks, is the majority of them are dye-based printers. Do they produce amazing colors? Yes. But for my needs and what I like to use regular inkjet ink for, or just regular ink, whether it's inkjet or laser, the things that I like to use it for, I need a water resistant component. And that is what pigment ink does. Eco tanks, like everyone except the 16600, 16650, they are not pigment ink printers. Can you put it in there? Sure. Your colors are not going to be correct. They're not going to be. There's no way that you could ever make those colors the way they're supposed to output putting pigment ink in a dye-based printer. You just can't. So for my needs, eco tanks don't work for me, but they may work for others. So let's make, when I'm going and I'm making recommendations, please make sure that you guys are listening to why. I don't just go out there and just say, I don't like eco tanks. I've explained every single time why I don't care for eco tank printers. I've explained every single time why I don't care for the Pro. They may work for you. And if you find that it is, don't say like, I'm wrong, because my thoughts on it and my views on it are correct and they are right for my situation, but it may not be for you. So take it with a grain of salt. Continue to do research, listen to what other people are saying, see if their situation matches your situation, see if how they are using it matches how you plan to use it, see if their standards of quality matches your standards of quality, and then it can help you make a decision on whether or not that is the best purchase for you. I get it. Okay. Ooh, I want to go see you posted in the groups. Pause. I'm going to go over here to Miss Cheryl because she posted in the groups. I'm going to go because she posted. Ooh, I just saw. Wait, did you find those flowers to match your bedding, or did you? Ooh, you did a wait, I see a modern halftone and I see a regular halftone. That's nice. You used a couple different halftones. Oh, that's nice. I love it when you guys apply like the information from the classes like immediately. That just shows me how motivated you guys are to just be great designers and great creators. Awesome job, Miss Cher. I like the color too. Hold on, I'm trying to get it on this screen so I can share with y'all if you're on YouTube and not on Facebook. Hold on, I'm trying to get it over here so I can go present screen. Present screen. So we were talking, and then some people didn't even know what the term halftone was. So she is in my foundations of designing, and we were going through like trying to find images and like backgrounds and how to use them and stuff. So I was showing them about halftones. So she actually have what here, which is a martin, or like it's like, because it's more of a square instead of the regular circles. The one at the bottom has more of like, not say like, just kind of like distress, because the intensity of the color is different. So the bottom part is printed with pigment ink or just regular ink. So pause, another thing, whether it's pigment ink, sublimation ink, dye ink, eco-solvent ink. I said sublimation. So pigment ink, dye ink, eco-solvent ink, sublimation ink, DTF ink, DTG ink. Those are all inkjet inks. Inkjet processes. Inkjet is not a type of ink. Inkjet is a printing process where ink is like liquid ink is dispersed through little print heads. Then you have laser, which has imaging drums and it has toner. Then you have thermal, where it can only go on a certain type of paper and it is just put on there via heat. Then you have things like screen printing ink, and that is done via a screen. But inkjet ink is not a type of ink. It is an ink, is a printing process. Because baby, if I hear, never mind, I'm a mind HS ink business, my bad. But anywho, this is pigment ink. So foil will not stick to that. But when you use a laser printer, it is toner. And once it is heated, you can have things like foil stick to it. So when you see the little fancy invitations, like my wedding invitation, I printed part of it in with my what do people call it? With my Actually, no, my entire wedding invitation, I think I ended up foiling. But what I did was basically do it as a print and cut so that it would be in the right spot. But I have done some. I don't have, I think it might be in my box of invitations, which I didn't realize was over here. I thought it was still at my house. I have one where it's part of it is in inkjet, and then the couple's name, I end up putting it back through the laser printer and it printed just the name part, and that part is foiled. So you have to do that with you can do it with a monochromatic, so just a black and white laser printer. Those actually work best because you have a higher concentration of toner. You can do it in a color one, but because it's kind of composite, it's not quite the same. Like with that just straight up black toner, it foils so well. You can do it with the white toner or just a regular color laser printer, and you can do foiling. So if you do white toner, don't think that you are limited to just using that for transfers. You can use it for so many different things. Like you can print to colored cardstock. You can't print to colored cardstock with any inkjet printer, like not a one, because it's not putting out white ink. Well, unless you want to put through your DTF printer, you can probably print to colored cardstock. But a white toner, when you can print to colored cardstock, you can still do foiling with your white toner printer. That's a really large investment. Like the cheapest one is like what, 10 or 13,000, not $13,000. So really learn all of the things that you can do with that and not just transfers. Are there any tips you can give on, oh wait, let me show the other one. Hold on. I thought that is gorgeous. OMG, that is gorgeous. I love that halftone. It really is a Marta one because it's all triangles. I love that one. That's a really pretty card front. Very, very pretty. Great job, Miss Cheryl. Okay, are there any tips you can give on pressing from 631? Why does it seem weird? Originals. I did in order to see how I like it, but it would press only half of the design and the rest is still on the transfer paper. The heat press I use is a 16x24 from Heat Press Nation. They will tell you to not use a pressing pillow. Use a pressing pillow. Okay. Trust me, use a pressing pillow because you do need to have good even pressure, and it might be some pressure points on there. I personally found that they work better for me using a pressing pillow, and I have shirts that were made. My son is now in the 6th grade. His shirts, I did the shirts for the school when he was in the 2nd grade, 2nd or 3rd grade, one of those. And I still wear mine from time to time, and it's still been washed. So I recommend a pressing pillow. And it's so weird. I'm still trying to figure out, because FM Expressions will tell you that as well. Like, and I think Stalls is also, they'll tell you to not use a pressing pillow, but I'm like, I don't know if, okay, pause, back up. Let me also say this. When I say pressing pillow, I use this. They might be saying not to use a pressing pillow if you are using this kind, maybe because of the coating, like the wrap that it's in. So maybe, I'm not sure if this may cause an issue like with moisture. So I don't use this. So that's going to be very important in saying this, is because we just say pressing pillow. If we do a Google search, right? So that, we tell you guys, do your research. So I say pressing pillow, you go and you do a search and say pressing pillow, you're going to find these, right? I have these for teaching purposes only, and it was to compare the sizes, so I knew what to cut this down to, but I don't use these on a regular. I use regular foam. So this doesn't, you can even tell just by if you put steam to it, like the moisture can like billow up on here. You can feel the moisture. On this, you can't. So whenever you guys hear me say pressing pillow, don't think of this. Think of this. This is what I use. This is just regular green foam from Joann's or like Hobby Lobby. They even had it at Walmart. And this is kind of sort of what's on the inside of this. Or if you get this, maybe open it up. The other thing too is I've never opened up one of these. I guess one of these days I probably will. But this does feel thinner. And like the way the ends are, it just feels different than this. So it might just be the thickness of a standard pressing pillow. The thickness of it may not help, but this has always helped me. So hopefully that helps. Someone says, oh, baby, that was a word. I got to look at the timestamp when I go back and see what I said. Exactly. I guess I see that as a reward. You are still getting something, even if it's the lesson or a better understanding. That's why I said I had to change it, because I even processed that in my head, because a lesson is still a reward at the back of it. It just may not be your desired results. Now that's an on-time word. I just came over here from Facebook to post a like here too. Thank you. Watching you on both now. So hit a like. Thank you. That's an honestly speaking word. Make sure you guys like the video. Let's get these likes up to show appreciation for amazing, honest info. Hello, I seen a live where you were going over the process for the BN20. If you have a specific question, post it. So do you teach that in your course? My core, like the foundation of my classes is just to unlock your creativity. The things that I teach, you can apply it whether you are using a Roland BN20, if you are printing with a Canon printer, an HP printer, an Epson printer, if you are designing for shirts, if you are designing for cards, if you are designing for eco-solvent prints, sublimation prints, white toner prints, DTG, DTF. I just want you guys to understand designing. Like, it's at the end of the day, it's all the same. So my husband hurt my feelings a little bit. I'm putting him on blast, right? Because he hurt my feelings a little bit. And I hope he can hear me. So it was basically about the classes, and it was how he said it. Why would anybody want to keep taking your classes if it's the same thing? Like, he's like, it just seems to me like it is the same. Like, why do you have to do a class for this, a class for that? Like, if it's somebody that wants to take like all your classes because they like your teaching style, at some point it's going to be like, oh, wait, but that's the same thing. Like, you know, the fear of someone saying, well, I didn't learn anything new, because it really isn't. Like, how you design for a shirt is like certain steps as far as layout, composition, choosing fonts, sizing it. You just got to learn how to size it for the template that you're using. My mother is getting on my last nerve. I love her dearly, but she's getting on my nerves about these casket inlays, right? Oh, Shakia, they keep asking when that class coming, when that class coming. It's already here. Take the Essentials to Silhouette Studio. Take the Foundations of Designing. Take the Photoshop Essentials class. Those are the classes that you would need to create those things. I am not, like, I have gone back and forth and I said, okay, for SEO purposes, because it's like they want to see a class, or they want to know that, okay, it's a class specifically for this. What I teach you in design can apply to every single thing. I don't have the time to go and basically teach the same thing over just so that it can have, or we can see a list of 200, 300 different things. Like, it's the same. Whatever you need to design for, you take those techniques, you take those foundational things of designing, and you apply it. Because it hurt my feelings, but it's true. Like, watching back on videos, he's like, but it's the same thing you did in the other class. You just said birthday stuff. It was for a chip bag, but it's the same thing that you did in this one. Yeah, I hope they would pick that up at some point, but I mean, we got to make money. So I keep labeling these classes as different things to attract a different audience. But at the end of the day, if you want to learn how to design, you take my design classes, like, straight up, like, it's going to be the same. She was afraid to post cards in our group because she feels like the group is not about that. I think it's just sublimation. It's just like paper craft and things like that. But she learned that from taking my design classes, and she made it work for the craft that she likes to do. Because Miss Cheryl keeps saying she don't want to have a business, and it's just a hobby and it's a craft for her. But I beg to differ. At some point, that business book. Well, I'm not going to say that, because I mean, it is like, you want to not be sure. Like, I want to be able to make it and do it well. And if I decide to make money off of it, I'm giving someone the best. So I'm actually not going to push business, because it really is a difference between business. The stressful part, like, some people don't want to deal with the stressful part of business. I just want to do what I love at an elite level, to where it's going to be the best possible product at the end of the day. And if I make some money off of it, great. If not, I can look at it and be super proud of it, and like, yes, I did that. Hey, I did that. And that is like the ultimate goal. So whether she makes into a business or not, because this side of business is ghetto. It be ghetto sometimes. But so with the BN20, I teach silhouette, right? I design it in Silhouette Studio. Now, I will say there are little innuendo, like little things for the BN20, right? That I don't see others talk about, that like, it's like warnings. My class for the Roland BN20 is going to be about the warnings. Like, I'm being straight up. It's so many examples of all of the positives. And that's all they're going to show you. But it's those things that I showed you about, man, this right here is, when you come across it, it's going to be frustrating. But maybe if you take my class, whenever I put it together, you'll be prepared for it when it happens. Like, and I think a lot of my classes too are like that. Like, I want to prepare you for the worst, not just the best, I'm glad you peeped that. I'm glad you peeped that. My bad. I hit my mouse on the side. I just started at the beginning. I started at the beginning, joining late, but I totally relate to you. I still have my director of hospice job while still creating my second little business and doing it all, but work of heart for sure. It definitely is a work of heart. See, look, Miss Cheryl, they loving on you, girl. They loving on you, girl. Yeah, low key, she really is. Like, for real, for real. Her and, let me see if I see the other name. Miss Wood, Miss Kathy, too. Miss Kathy be doing the darn thing. I'm telling y'all. That one was the half inch. That was, yeah, this was the half inch. Yeah, this is the half inch foam. Okay. Yeah, try that one. And you'll have to adjust your pressure. So make sure you adjust your pressure when you start using that. Years ago, my brother was putting up some shelves in my old office. He asked me if I was going to keep all of these books because you'd have more storage space if you just got rid of them. One of my degrees is in English. So yeah, yes, we keeping all these books. No need to apologize. Like, okay, now you see, I internalize people, like when people say certain things. So for you, just like, I apologize. I wasn't saying it to be mean. It was just like a description. Like, I'm very, very, I don't know. Like, I hope I didn't come off as being rude. I know it could probably come that way. I'm just very passionate about certain things. So there was no need to apologize because I wasn't, you didn't offend me in any way. It's just like, my husband offended me though, because he's just like, why would they want to take a class? Like, it's like the same. He's like, I listen to you, and it's like you're repeating the same thing, like crop or subtract or this or that about sizing. He feels like I repeat the same thing, and I'm like, but it's fundamental stuff, like things of designing. Like the designing part of it is just that. It's just what tools do you use to create like those fundamental concepts of designing. Sitting here working but listening, but I appreciate your honesty about business. Hey, where's my questions? I'm now to the end. So now I'm at the hello and hello. So I'm at the end. I mean, I know I've been on for an hour and I feel like I answer what, 2 questions? I know y'all like these kind of sessions where it really is a vent session for me. I think we all need those sometimes. If I'm being honest, sometimes I love y'all, but I be needing to vent about some of y'all. I love you though. Somebody said, "Oh, you can't do that," but it's business, right? Like my business, the core part of it is helping and assisting you guys, right? So, like how I help and assist you guys, is how I'm successful in business. How I handle not so easy situations or like answering certain questions, and you guys are customers, like handling how we have to kind of deal with customers and like the questions they get, or even is not ready for, like, I am definitely the face of this and it comes to answering questions. If something ever happened to me and this business was left up to answer some of y'all questions, y'all would be left on red. This business will not survive. If I don't find somebody that can answer questions and don't mind answering questions, because he would tell you that ain't his ministry, is to keep answering the same questions over and over again. I don't mind. But it is a struggle sometimes. It really is. It is a struggle. And I know for him, it comes from like the financial side of it. Like he's our finance person. He does with all the finance stuff on personal and business side. Like, I mean, he budgets our family, but like he does the family budget, everything. But as he should, because he's the one that spends the most money. I'm not a shopper. I can't stand shopping. I really can't. I'm dreading going to the stores to go get these kids some clothes. I don't like shopping. That's their daddy area. So when he's looking at certain things, it's like Yeah, they're on there, they're liking it, but we have to do X, Y, and Z. We can't move on and we can't make certain moves ourselves because they need to make more purchases. Like we are in a business, and if the goal, and I keep telling him, well, I'm going online so I can reach more people, but it's still, to him, it's still the same amount of people. It don't make sense to him. So he looks at me like I'm crazy, but I'm always on here. He feels like it's too much. Because all he looks at, I'm saying all he looks at, but his thing is the finances. And if it ain't making dollars, it don't make sense. And it don't make sense to be on live, but it ain't converting into money. Like, we want to come over here and get the information, but a good thing, a like is great. People come up here and say, give a like, give a like, give a like. That helps the distribution, so that those who like, dang it, I missed the live. That's all likes do. Likes don't equate to money. I can't go pay not a nary a bill. I can't put gas in our vehicles. I can't pay for no medicine. I can't do nothing with likes. I can't do nothing with the view counts. I really can't do anything when it comes to the comments. All of those things do is just boost the algorithm to where those who are like, dang it, I missed the live, hopefully because of the engagement, they will increase the distribution. They will put it on people's For You pages and their timelines. Okay, let me click on it, see what this little crazy black girl talking about. Does it benefit me, or do I want to move on? Is she annoying as hell? Oh my God, I can't stand her voice. I can't stand the look of her face. Oh, because of what somebody else said, until you come over here and realize I got that juice. And you might want to listen, because you might get some things that you did not know, but you listen to other folk and what they say about your girl. But hey, it is what it is. But that's the only reason why we push the likes, comment, say something. It's for algorithm. But that ish don't pay no bills. If I can't get y'all to get to my website and go try this paper, buy this paper, be in love with this paper, be in a relationship with this paper, I'm not trying to cheat on this paper. I'm not trying to cheat on this ink. For people to go, it's like, you know what? I thought I was the same. I finally put my HS ink in there. Oh, I see what you mean now. Now I'm getting reds. Now I'm getting black instead of browns, because our ink is actually based on a black profile, not a rusty brown profile. So until I get y'all to the website to stop saying, well, 400 degrees work for me. I hope you like sweating too. I hope you like having wipe under your arms because you're sweating too much. You want to make more money, but you pressing stuff for 60 seconds. You think that 30 seconds don't make a big deal, make a big difference. But when you got a bunch of stuff, you want to move on to the next job, that 30 seconds comes in handy. Or you think it's not a big deal to go and just have to keep cutting down butcher paper for little small stuff. Now, for a shirt, you're going to have to use it. But when you're doing something like keychains, a photo panel, them slates y'all like to do, what we waste that extra butcher paper for? T-shirts is different, but for all them other substrates, when you can literally go and just press it and not have to worry about that and not have to waste butcher paper. But it's like, oh, it's only this. I get it from the Dollar Tree. All right, cool. But when you're ready to be more efficient, you'll eventually go ahead and type in www.hsink365.com or shop.hsink365.com. And you're going to go ahead and give it a try. And then you're going to be stuck like Chuck, because, baby, you're going to go nowhere else. All right. But everything I do on here, the goal is to get you to the website. Like, that's straight up. Like, let's be real about the situation. I can't come on here for my health. Me talking to y'all and me giving y'all a good word. Y'all at work like, yes, I'm trying to get there. I want to leave my 9 to 5 too. Your feelings and your love for this video don't pay not a nary a bill unless you head over to the website. Like, that's straight up. People will say sell without selling. No, we need sales. We're in business. You are in business. You're going to need somebody to buy your things as well. It's called sales. I don't understand why we trying to sugarcoat it and play around it. Sell without selling. You have to go and give the value. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you also got people. Never mind. Mind your business. I hear you, Lord. I'm gonna mind my business, like Tabitha Brown said. It's mind my business. Okay, that's okay. I get it. I ain't gonna talk about them folk. But anywho, this is helping me. See, now I'm gonna go back and I'm going to be able to put these video playbacks, work on this marketing plan. I got photos to take. I really should not be on here. I got photos to take because, man, I can't wait for y'all to see it. So we got some things that I have to take photos for those projects. So yeah. That's how I feel about my books. You think you're venting, but it's a learning session for us. I hope so. Man, I hope so. It's okay. We are your therapy calls. We all need them at times. Yes. I love how you break down things on your live videos, but sometimes I need a more in-depth session. And the classes I have been a part of, there's no way to have a direct chat with the teacher when you have questions. In my class, oh, hold on, I got to go see what group this is. So you're saying more in-depth session, and the classes I've been a part of, there's no way to have a direct chat with the teacher. So you must, because you said the teacher, you ain't say the professor. I need for real. Anybody that has ever taken one of my actual classes and you have been in a Zoom session, you've been in a Zoom session, is there an opportunity for you to go in depth and ask the teacher questions? Go ahead and answer that for me real quick. I hate to admit it, but we really do. We really do. More on the him. Nah, it's equal. Because there's certain things I have to, So yeah, we really, really do. Because we are definitely different. Really different. So we definitely balance each other out. We are night and day. So I pay for courses, but when I need to go ask questions, I inbox the teacher and get, so that means so in other words, you're telling me that you haven't taken one of my classes, because that is definitely not the case. Here lies the problem, right? Because I am that person where I'm answering your questions. I have a whole dedicated group. And when you post it, I will literally stop what I am doing if I can answer it in 15 minutes or less. And I will give you a whole video to explain yours. Am I lying? For anybody that's in the student union, or if you've ever been the recipient of, I post a question and Shakia goes live in the group and I'll say, this is a member's question. Hell, I've done live videos because somebody else had a question and I'm gonna come on here, I'm gonna just give you a whole visual. So it's all about the classes you take. I don't know which classes it was. You might want, it may have been a lot of hype and you thought you was gonna get something, but over here, I've always said, I understand that we can't learn just from pre-recorded. This is also one of the reasons why I don't at this time have other instructors, because you guys see me. You want to learn how I teach and my methods of doing things. And will it probably take a lot of love? Yes, but I enjoy teaching this. I enjoy sharing the knowledge that I have built up over years and years and years of actually doing the creative part of it and working in industries that have taught me things that's going to help not only myself, but help you guys. Not everyone can say that they've worked in an industry for all the key parts, right? So to be able to work and understand marketing, yes, it was radio marketing, but it's still a part of marketing, right? Even when I worked for the coffee company, it was certain things for marketing with that, and the posters, seeing about learning about accounts receivable, and the fact that in a lot of businesses, people always say, you got to pay me before I make something. Do you know that in I don't want to say the real business world, but for a lot of major companies, they're giving people stuff before they get paid, because you end up getting a purchase order and they will and you have people tell you about business accounts, right? When you build your business credit, you have net 30 and net 60, but you have accounts receivable and accounts payable, meaning we've already got this. I need you to go pay your bill. You have bills in business. It ain't just a personal thing. You got bills that you have to pay. And this company gave us cookies, or they, you ordered your milk and you did all this stuff or whatever, and it's going to come in it with the expectation that you're going to pay that bill. So here in the creative space, we kind of go, and it's a little bit different because you're dealing with consumers and not business, right? And we have this, well, you got to pay mine in full before I even started on your order. Man, I worked in the company, and eventually we lost that account because the owner was she didn't know what the freak she was doing. And like I say, I appreciate that experience because it gave me the opportunity to see how to not run business. I've always had positive examples and positive experiences to look at. I saw great businesses run, and you have this false sense that it's always going to be, sunshine and rainbows. And I thank God for that small period of time to where I saw how bad business practices, how not setting the proper foundation, how you communicate with your employees, and how if you do certain things, they gonna rob you blind. I saw how someone wasn't prepared and tried to do more than what they were ready for, and they had to rob Peter, John, Joe. They had to rob everybody to pay Paul. Like they had so many. Well, I owe you. You got to get money from this person to pay this person because you still owe them because you borrowed money from them to go pay this person. That was the most dysfunctional business, but it was what I needed because that is somewhat of like how I even conduct my business, where I'm like, y'all, trust me, learn the foundations of this stuff. Don't just learn the how, learn the why, because that's where you're going to find success at. Because if you know why something's happening, if it starts to go awry, you will know how to correct it and pivot and change and get it and catch it before it's detrimental to your design, your business. The worst experience being in it and having a headache every single day, but it was it provided the most insight working for that company. Like when I first met her, it was like, oh, wow. And you get caught up in certain things like, oh, I have a successful business. My husband has this. We have season tickets to the Dolphins. We got season tickets to the Heat game. Oh, would you like, trying to entice me? Like, oh, we're not using ours. You want to use our season tickets and stuff like that. All right, cool. Like just thinking. And then to get the hell going on up in here. Oh, this a front for real, because baby, you child having people. Just know this is one of the reasons why, like, it might seem like I'm talking negative about certain things, like certain processes that everybody else in the industry makes it seem like it's the greatest thing ever. It's one-sided. I am here to balance it out to where it's not one-sided. Because you're going to be in for a rude awakening because they made it seem, or they showed you on camera the best side of it. But when you go and you do, and it's like, okay, wait, is something wrong with me? Because every video I saw, they made it seem like it was easy. Now you're thinking there's something wrong with you, and they left out some of the most important aspects of it, and it's not you. So I pride myself on giving the good and the bad, like to balance this thing out for you guys. My goal is to teach silhouette, so I will continue to watch and take the courses so that I can, when they come available, and if something I really want to learn, I'll go back and purchase it when my coins are up. I mean, it's a lot of people that teach Cricut, but to teach and to help others, because I can't reach everybody, right? I want others to teach it, and that teach it at the level where people are going to get the most out of it. I really wish the company itself would invest more into influencers and just their customers as a whole, invest more into their system. It's like, I mean, it's great for beginners. Like it really is, but it can be so much more. It can be a system that people won't think that it's not up to par with Photoshops and all of those, because I'm pretty sure they have programmers and they have engineers and they have people that can make it great. But it's like, dude, listen to the people who are telling you what's wrong with your system to make it better. Like I just went through, I got to post the pictures. So I took some pictures on my phone too. If you were in class last night, you'll know this. I finally got it. Oh, come on. I got it extracted. But so if you were in class last night, you know what this is, this little arrow. So I opened it up in Illustrator and it was one color. I opened up the exact same file, did not change anything in Silhouette Studio. And the hex code, so it does look different. And I'm like, okay, is it different? Right? And there are things of, that I know to do as a designer. So I checked the hex code. Oh, it was totally different. The hex code was way different. So I went to Illustrator and I copied those same color codes, which is again why I preach color codes so much. So I put those color codes in, and you can see the one that says Silhouette Studio Adjusted. It looks just like the AI one now, but the original Silhouette one, for some reason, when that file came into Silhouette, it completely changed the colors, like completely, like the numbers were different. Then when I did this one, like this, to see just like a regular JPEG, because people always say, you can't print from Silhouette. It changes your colors. It's not a real blah, 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 like all this foolishness, right? So then, only reason why you can probably tell is because this side says Silhouette, but it's not that big of a difference. And I actually don't even like the Illustrator side because her face is too red. Silhouette actually gave me a truer color than Illustrator without making any changes. Like the exact same print settings, I got better results from here than I did from Illustrator. Her face is too red from Illustrator. So it's that may not interest some of you guys, but for me, it does interest me, like just researching and trial and error for all of those things. So though that information is coming out, I'm actually prepping for my ebook. Have you used the CB09 blade in your silhouettes? If so, what are your thoughts? If not, would you try them? So I did years and years and years and years ago, right? I did use it. I don't know if it was just the ones that I had, because it was so much adjusting of the blade for different things. I think had I done it where I had my blade and it was set for, let's say, paper, and I had another blade that was set for vinyl, and I was switching them out, I probably would have had a different experience. But because I had it in there and for different thicknesses of paper, and in the time when I was using it, I was doing more so paper things. So by me having to constantly adjust it, there's a little gold, like I call it a sprocket. I'm old school. It's like the Jetsons. That's what reminded me of. I call it a little gold sprocket. And I had 3 of them. And there's an old video about it. Like I had videos talking about the CB09 blade, and they kept coming out because you kept having to adjust it. The other thing that I did not like about like the whole, and it was even a learning curve for me, like with my Roland in setting it, my US cutter in setting it, what's this thing called? The Solo, it's adjusting it for the right depth, because if you don't have it all the way down, like all the way out, I mean, if you have it too far down, as it's moving across, it's going to scratch up and it's going to still cut because your blade carriage mechanism only goes up so far. So you have to be careful about the blade. Well, with me constantly adjusting it, I went through 3 of them, and it kept like the little piece inside that would keep the blade and all that stuff. It just kept coming out. I ordered it from different places, and it just kept happening. And to me, it did not improve anything on the paper side, because Silhouette blades are what's the degree blade on that? They are a 60. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, they're a 60. And like with vinyl and stuff, you want to go with the steeper one, which is the 45, because the 60 comes like this. So the 45. I just wish Silhouette would have that, where they had the different blade ones. I love theirs because you can adjust it and you know exactly what you're adjusting it to. With the CB09, with my Roland, with all the other ones, it's kind of like it's a lot of trial and error to kind of get it twisted and make sure that it's not too far down. So I feel like it's worth it for the the more commercialized machines for it to be my Cameo, I ain't got time for them kind of headaches. When they got a blade that works perfectly fine and all I gotta do is just adjust it, I've never had an issue with the blade, but I also don't. After the first year, I started changing my blades regularly. I think a lot of people who have issues with their blades and like they'll have issues with the cuts is because one, they go straight from cutting paper and vinyl all with the same blade and they're not changing it out. And the other thing is not changing your blade. Like they're trying to make that blade last as long as possible. They're trying to use the foil on it and all of that. Once I stopped doing that and when the blade just was not optimal for cutting, I changed it. I didn't see the need to have, you still change it out and it's cheaper with the CB09 compared to the Silhouette blade, but it was still better for me just to keep buying Silhouette blades. I just buy them in bulk when they were on sale. So it's not saying that they don't work, but for me in a craft machine like a Cameo, it just wasn't worth it. I have three, well, really only two because I don't even deal with the Solo, but before I have two machines now that I have to deal with that with. So I don't want to deal with that with my Cameos. I wish I can integrate your color chart into Silhouette without having to add them individually. No, you don't, because you're still like, it's something where it's a visual thing. Interior decorators. For anyone that deals with color, they use what's called a Pantone, and you fan it out and you're looking at the colors because it's your eyes. Every monitor is going to be different. So even if you put that in there on one monitor, that color palette will look a certain way. On another monitor, it will look another way. If you have it on the dark mode, it looks a certain way because it's the darker colors and it's going to affect it. If you have it on the light mode, it's going to look a certain way. But when you have that sucker printed out and all you have to do is type in those codes, it's going to be the best way. So it might seem like it will be easier. It may seem like it's a headache to look at it and like do the reference, but it actually is the best practice. It's the best way to do it. So see, yes, all the time. I try to take all the classes because we be talking on Zoom. That definitely wasn't the professor's classes. Dean, anytime I have a question, you answer it, and I watch playbacks, inbox you a question, and you can answer it. There was one time I asked a question, and you went into one of your page groups and did a 15-minute lab to answer my question. So let me help you out with this one. She talking about a while ago. Don't come to my inbox. I don't answer questions in inboxes no more because that ish get kind of overwhelming. So do know that she kind of caught me at a good time before I kind of it became overwhelming in business. I don't answer inboxes now. If you do inbox me, I'm going to tell you to post it to the group so I can address it there and other folks can see it. And if I can do a video, I still do the video stuff, but I don't answer questions in inboxes anymore. So that's the only part that y'all can omit from there. But everything else she's saying is true. It's just that the inbox part is no longer true. I'm going to send you to the group. The professor will go live to explain because it's quick, it's easier and quicker for her. And then we have the playback for our convenience later. Exactly. I pause a couple of times for questions and you stay on at the end to continue answering. Exactly. The professor helped me when I was struggling with my brother's obituary. I would never forget that. We all can agree. We appreciate the honesty. Thank you for that. Yes, they don't push it like Cricket does. They have a full ecosystem. Like, I just wish like I don't even know where they're located. I've tried to look. Like, I would take a plane. Like, can we just sit down and have a real consultation? Because truth be told, Silhouette should be blowing Cricket out of the water. They don't even like Cricket has to keep coming up with all these things and having heat presses and mug presses and this and that. Like, I mean, I get elevation and they have to do certain things because they went public, so they have to maintain a certain amount of like revenue. But Silhouette wouldn't even have to do all that. Like Silhouette don't even have to try and do this foolishness of coming up with their own vinyl, because that part right there, y'all need to let that go. Like that ain't y'all ministry in vinyl. Go ahead and let them people cut what they're gonna cut with anyway. They're gonna get some seeds, they're gonna get some Stars CAD cut, they're gonna get some who them other people that's just new on the block. HTV Ron, they're gonna get them some Oracle, they're gonna let them people cut with what they're gonna cut with. Focus on the machine, focus on the program. Hell, if you got to make it more, they pay. Right now, y'all better take advantage of it before I get a hold of Silhouette. Because see, Photoshop and all them, y'all pay them people every single month to use it. Silhouette charge y'all one time to use Business Edition. It's certain things where I'm breaking it down like you don't have. Case in point, today on Illustrator, I was mad. You click on something, it's selecting every damn thing on the page. You got to double click to select just that one. In Silhouette, I click on what the hell I want to click on and I can move it. Oh, that is aggravating dang on Illustrator. Like, y'all better be lucky they only charging y'all a one-time fee for some of the stuff that you can do. Because the rest of folks, they want their money continuously. It's residual income for them. That it's reoccurring, like it's money that's always coming in. Y'all gotta pay them their money like clockwork, either every year or every single month, for you to go and be making money off of their product. Sometimes I wish Silhouette would do the same thing, because it is an amazing, like their system and how it's set up. If they just make a few changes, would be absolutely freaking amazing. And on the craft cutter level, Cricut could not touch them. Let Cricut be for them folk who want to stay crafting and doing hobby stuff. And Silhouette needs to be for those who are about their business and they're about being serious. Because I don't care what y'all over here happy because they gave y'all not even 0.5 extra space. They gave y'all 0.05. And oh yeah, we own our way. Man, stop, and stop again. They gave y'all an extra 0.05 of print and cut. And y'all act like they gave y'all the world. Man, please. My bad. I'm sorry, Cricut users. Y'all, I know y'all don't like it when I talk about y'all system. My bad. But I'm just serious. Like the way Silhouette set up, like, and how many different industries can benefit from the features of the Silhouette system is just crazy to me, and they don't capitalize on it. I may have overlooked it, but do you sell the color chart so we can see what colors are? Yes. So I have the color chart, and it's set up to where you can put it on a tumbler. It has individual sheets that you can put it on. My recommendation is to put it on, what those things called? If you're doing it for like Sublimation, put it on felt sheets or any type of scrap fabric. But, ooh. I have color charts printed out for everything. Here's my one that I use when I want to do hard glossy substrates. So I reference it from here. This is the one that I had it printed out on DTF. I just need to apply it to some fabric. But this is the DTF one. Here is my rolling one on HTV. I have a rolling one on adhesive vinyl. I have one printed out on Jet Pro 3G. I have one printed and pressed to glitter HTV. Glitter cardstock. I have, what other one do I have? I have one on my glossy paper, my matte paper. Every media that I print to, I have a color chart printed on it. Why would one go to Eco Solvent when pigment ink is waterproof? Can't you build a print and cut business off of pigment ink? You definitely can. The issue is for some people the feel of it and the ability to transfer. So when you cannot print pigment ink onto to printable HTV, because it's not going to penetrate it. It's just going to basically rub off on it. So that you can't use pigment ink on the HTV. So you have to use the eco-solvent solvent or latex. But you can use pigment ink on things like transfers for darks. So that's your StarCraft, your Jet Pro 3G, Avery, Pennegear. Some are better than others, but you can use those on those brands, right? And I'll leave it. I know someone's going to not like me for saying this. We don't have it. CB, Captain Besties, has transfer paper. If I'm going to say all these other names for transfer papers, I'll say that. They have sticker paper. They have transfer paper, right? You can use it on there when you're using it properly. That's that. But some people don't like the feel of it. They feel as if those printable transfers have a plastic feel. But to me, HTV, whether it's smooth colors or if it's printed, they all have a plastic feel to it. Some are just thinner than others. HTV allows you to put a carrier sheet and pick up the loose pieces. It doesn't have to be one solid piece. You can't do that with the printable ones without risking. So there are certain ways you somewhat can do it, but it's like you can't just put it on there and just go across and lift it up. You kind of got to like relieve the pressure because it's pressure sensitive. And sometimes you can lose color when you lift it up. And you got to find the right one. So this is one of the reasons why I purchase and we sell the larger heat tape, because I find that heat tape is the best thing. You have to be very careful. It's not stiff like the others, but heat tape will pick up the printable transfers better than any of the other carrier sheets. But you definitely can. I sold plenty of shirts. I don't know nobody else. It ain't like I'm building a brand off of them. People just want shirts for a birthday party or something like that. They don't care about a material that's more expensive, a process that's more expensive. I sold plenty of shirts with Jet Pro 3G. Graduation shirts, Jet Pro 3G. I mean, this year I'll use my eco-solvent printer actually, I probably won't. I don't like taking my adhesive vinyl off of my rolling BN20. I can't stand transferring to eco-solvent, to printable HTV. So I probably will still do my graduation shirts that have pictures. I will probably still do them with my Epson 7720 and print to Jet Pro 3G. Absolutely need a safe space to vent. Our creative business is a safe place to vent. I love watching and learning from you. Love your opinions. I'm a Cricut person, but now I would love to learn Silhouette Studio. Can you tell me where to start? I will be ordering a Cameo Plus soon. I'm so glad you said Plus and not Pro. Oh, Jesus. I wish Silhouette would take the Pro off the market. Just take it off. Just focus on the Plus and the original. But I ain't trying to tell y'all people how to run your business, but I'm just saying. I highly recommend for learning Silhouette, you're going to first start with Essentials of Silhouette Studio. It is not a design course. It is designed for you to fully understand the tools and functions, where they are located, what they do. At its core level, what it is that they do. The subtract one is going to teach you like the modify panel, because a little speck can throw it all off. That is what it's designed to do. And then the last couple of days, we start to see different designs using all of these different techniques. That is going to be the first place to start. We do have some classes that are dedicated ones like memorials or or party favors, text effects, SVGs, like things like that, and they are great to take, which is why those, because they are supplemental, I will always have those at an affordable price. But like those main things, like our essentials, Photoshop essentials, is $250 to get the breakdown of it. The foundations of designing is $250. But then once you have that, if you need anything supplemental, we have much more affordable single day classes that are like $23.65 or $33.65. you have those that are available. But the 30-day training is going to be the place to start to get a full understanding of each tool, where they are, and what they do. Jamila, I'm with you on the classes in Zoom. I think she should do a monthly let's just chat Zoom. I paid just to chat with her. And I've tried that. And y'all get on there. Like, no, maybe, maybe I'll try it where it's scheduled out with and I'll schedule it out with those who have already taken a class. So having it in the student union, because I've tried that. I've done several Zooms and I'm like, okay, let's, powwow. Even when we're doing it in the ink zone, some sessions were like, other ones, y'all get quiet on me. It's like y'all just want me to kind of have one of these sessions that I'm just constantly talking and talking and talking. But it ain't beneficial if y'all don't say nothing. So I've done those, but I will schedule one it's where it's a scheduled day where I don't already have what's like a class, and I will schedule it, and y'all better show up and y'all better show out because you requested it. So when they don't, or if they don't, Miss Cheryl, I'm gonna be in your inbox, okay? But I'm gonna schedule it for this month. And we'll see how it goes. How do you know you need a new Cameo blade? When your cuts are consistently horrible. I know for like when it comes to and stickers, one of the ways that you can tell is to cut something that is small. If you start to get ridges around it and it's not a smooth cut, it's time to change your blade. You are very welcome. Have I tried HTV vinyl? I have not. The reason why, I'm actually quite satisfied with the vinyl that I use. It has not, there is nothing that they have shown. There's nothing that anyone else has shown. It's not like it gives me a different array of colors. For me to make a change, it's you are showing me something and you're presenting something to me that is different than what I am using, other than just price. So just looking at it and how it cuts, how it weeds, it's not showing me anything different. Like with ours, right? I'm showing you that there's a better way. Like you don't have to do 400 degrees for 60 seconds. You can do 365 as low as 365, as fast as 30 seconds. I actually can press 360 in 20 seconds, and it's bomb.com. So for me, because they have not shown anything, and then when they came out with that auto press, everything I don't care, they probably can have the best vinyl. How they made that auto press just showed me that they were just after people's money, and they were trying to, as people say, answer people's pain points, because that auto press is foolish. Like in what we do, and like those who use a heat press like that, it's just weird. When I know how heat press work and what they're meant for, that's just weird to me. So yeah, I have no desire to try it. They've reached out. They when they started, they reached out to as many influencers as possible. And was just sending them free stuff to try it. And I said no. Like, even when you're sending me your media package, you're not giving me anything and you didn't put anything in there. It's just like, hey, we're a new company, whatever. And it's basically, we want to use influencers to get our name out there. And now that we sent it out to so many people, it seems like a lot of people are using it, but everybody got this stuff for free. And now everybody wants it. But when they sent it, I'm looking for certain things. Tell me, can you even tell me what is the benefit of your product over the other one that I'm using to make me want to use it? If you're not showing me a true benefit or reason to change and abandon all this stuff I already have, no. And I didn't like their media package. Like, they didn't send me anything that really tickled my fancy. So I've had no desire to spend my money on it or even get it for free, because if they send it for free, they're going to be expecting you to do some type of review for it. And I'm not going to be that person. Just because you sent it to me, I'm going to immediately do a video to just put it out there. Like, that's just not me. How do I stop getting these posts and notifications? I've asked multiple times, but I still get them almost every day, and I like them to stop. Leave my group. It's called Exit the Group. Hit the little button if you didn't want to hear from me. Why'd you join my group? Go to the top and click leave the group. That is how you stop getting notifications from me. Bye. What's wrong with the Cameo Pro? Whew. So it really depends. Hold on one second. Oh, y'all know I break out in song real quick now. Y'all know I think I am a Grammy worthy songwriter, baby. I will make up a song and break out in song in 3.65 seconds. I know that's technically 4.5 seconds, but still, you know what I mean? Okay, so I don't know if my husband heard me. Hold on. Okay, so on the surface level, it may seem as if it's a great in concept is great, right? Because we do want to have a larger cut surface. For most people, it is overkill, right? Anyway, in this room, yeah, because the heat press on. My mouth was getting dry. So for most people, it seems like, you know, they want to have the bigger cuts, like the bigger cut surface, right? By the time you get to a point where like you need to really cut like a full 24 inches, you should really want more efficiency. The way that the motor, like the way that the motor and like the blade carriage is on that one, and how it would move, for it's not efficient. It's the same as the one on the 12. To me, if you were going to make this a bigger machine, it shouldn't have just been about size. You should have improved it all the way around to make it like a Graph Tech or a Roland or a Suma, or hell, even the the StarCraft, and made it an upgraded blade carriage so that it had proper downward force for these like thicker materials and stuff like that. The tracking on the 12-inch one and even the Plus is not that great. So where once you get past a certain point, it starts to shift. And that is partly due to the rollers and the pinch rollers that are there and being able to keep it in line, and the fact that it's front fed versus rear fed, as far as like gravity, like with gravity. So for it to be that large, and then the way that it's like set up, like because most times you're using a mat, it's hanging down. So that's pulling on it and it's affecting it as it's going through. The holder that's there, if you don't want to use a mat, it sits in a weird position because it actually sits higher than the bar, where every other vinyl cutter, if it's like, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say every other vinyl cutter, because like the ones that it sits higher but it's like it's rear fed. So for it to be in the front and how it's fed and how it goes back, like it's not on its own bar. It's connected to the machine itself. So it's kind of weird in how it feeds and how it comes back. Where you have other ones where that bar sits kind of like it sits a little bit lower, but it's also rear fed. It's not fed from the front. But so it's just like how the vinyl goes into it. And then they'll tell you, like, for support, they give you this block. That block pushes it up. So when it's going in like this, like it's just messing up the tracking. So that part right there just threw me all off. When I'm looking at all these other machines and how they're fed, you wanted this big machine. You don't have enough pinch rollers. And then even though you do have like the pinch rollers, they're plastic and they're different from all the other ones to really keep a good grip on it and keep it where it's going to be tracking. That was like issue number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then it was like, I mean, even the ones they had, like adjusting them, you can clearly see them. Like if I go to my US cutter, you can clearly see where the stopping points should be and the rollers that are on there, and like they have to be in specific spots. You got to guess. You got to look down. You got to do so much stuff with that. That was an issue for me. It needs improving cut wise in general. So now you have this machine that doesn't cut very well. And as a small one, it's loud. So now we got to go across all this foolishness and it's louder. It's a problem for me. You're using the auto blade and the way the auto blades are made in general. So from the regular 4 to the 4 Pro, the auto blades absolutely suck because it completely changes your cut settings. How it cut, if you were to take an auto blade and put it in there and have those same settings, and then you put a ratchet blade in there, when an auto blade, the only thing an auto blade is supposed to do is click to the number, but it's like it almost changes all of the settings. So for you to pay this increased amount, supposed to be for more efficiency, it's just not efficient. It's not clear on there where you're supposed to put your paper at for your printing cuts. So everyone is always end up doing manual printing cuts or just getting really horrible cuts. One, because the tracking is just not great. The other part is you have this really large machine and it needs to either be on a table, right? So that you have space. This is 24, it's a 24-inch mat at a minimum. Do y'all understand how much space is 24 inches going straight back because it's on a mat? So where you would have to put this at to make sure that it doesn't hit anything and has room to actually, even if it's going to be a shorter one, has room to go down. But now you got so much. You don't just have the material, you have so much weight on both sides. And I'm telling you why I don't like it from a scientific and just a nerd perspective. For some, I don't care about all that. I just want to cut bigger. But you ask me why I don't like it. So for me, it's all of the logistics and the scientific part of it, and it just don't make no sense, in real life to me. So how much space you need for that? They didn't even create a stand for it. Yes, you can use the rolling and just put on the table, but it's rear fed. It has a very sturdy, not this little rinky dink thing to hold the vinyl. I literally can put a full, 50-yard roll? I actually got some coming in today. Like I can put that whole thing. The bar is this thick. And it has these little things that go on it to keep it in line. You can't do that with this Cameo. You still have to use small rolls. That ain't how they come like from the store. So I got the Recore to use. Like I can even use like a regular 5-yard roll of vinyl because your little holder doesn't hold it. What the hell? So if I need to move it around, you don't even have a stand. I can put my roller on the table because it has a built-in roller, and then as it's printing, it can gravity feed from the back through the front and then go straight down. I'm not worried about it hitting something. So if I can't put it on a roller to move it away. So these are all from my professional experiences with different cutters where the 24-inch is just garbage. And the average person gets it for bigger printing cuts, but you have a printer who's, even though the max size is 13 by 19, is it worth it to deal with this really large mat and your paper's still only a fraction of that if you're doing eco solvent? But if you're just doing like regular prints, you don't find 13 by 19 like regular paper. The 12 by 18 is hard to come by. Most times you're using 11 by 17. You can use 11 by 17 with a regular 12 by 24 inch mat. So you did not need a larger 24-inch cutter for print and cut, because the majority of the papers that you're using is 11 by 17. So those are my reasons why the Pro is a no for me. In my experience with cutters is why it's a no for me. I've done a casual one and y'all still don't talk. I have the regular machine, purchased the Plus, which I've never used. It's been in a box for 5 months. I wish I can sell it for regular price, the Plus. So is it that you just have no desire to, so you don't feel like you will ever need to have 2 cutters? Or is it that you want to sell it because you feel like you're intimidated by it? Now, if you don't plan to use it whatsoever, then I can see you selling it. But if it's just I don't know it, I haven't learned it type situation, I wouldn't sell it because of that reason. Thank you so much. And did you explain about the Plus and the Pro a while? Wait, and you did explain about the Plus and the Pro a while ago. Thanks again. You're very welcome. Does this answer that for you? Because I know you're... That... I'm going to leave that one alone for now. I'm going to leave it alone for now. Trying to multitask here at work while listening to you, but did you say Cameo Pro or Plus as a Plus, the 15-inch? I really want one because I want to have a larger cut space. What is it that you do? Do you do a lot of regular vinyl? So you want to be able to print, like you want to be able to cut like bigger, like let's say a full circle. That was the only thing that was frustrating me about the 12-inch. Like if I wanted to cut like a larger circle, like a logo or something that was like a circle, you're limited. But a lot of the other things, if it's just words, like I could just cut those, and then like it's better to I'm gonna cut them up anyway to piece them like on a when I've done walls and stuff like that. Like it just depends on what is that you plan to cut. Do you really need a larger cut surface? And sometimes is it just a larger cut surface that you're looking for, or is it more efficiency? So if it's just a larger, or if it's like your first one, I can see you getting a Plus or a regular 14-inch. But if you have cutters and you're looking for an upgrade, there are other options out there that might be better for you as far as an upgrade. I have a Cameo 3. I've had the Pro for 5 months. So you have the Pro or the Plus? I wish I can sell it for the original price. Oh, so if you have the Pro, then I can understand why you want to sell it. But the Plus, I wouldn't have sold it. So, and I said that some people are not going to have any issues with it, and it might work for you. But in my experience, in having all 4 of them, in the fact that I have to field questions in my inbox on my website, I don't even do anything like Silhouette other than the Silhouette Studio. But people will come to our website that's for Honestly Speaking products and 365 Creative Academy classes and ask me to help them with their pro. And I just have to direct them to that lovely one-on-one session. And we can work through it through that. But I get so many people that come to us about the issues of that machine. If you've never experienced anything else, you probably won't see anything wrong with it. It also depends on how you are using it. It's a lot of layers to it. Some people love it, probably will never have an issue with it. But when people ask me why I don't, this is why I lay out exactly why. I try not to leave it blanketed where I'm just like, okay, I just don't like it. Like I've always fully explained why. So if you have a need for printing cuts and you don't want to fight with it and figure out where you have to put your paper at every time, trying to figure out where you have to put the mat at because there's these unnecessary 2 lines over there. If that's what you're, using it for, then that's overkill. Like it probably won't work for you. So if you don't want to hear like the sound of it, for it's 24 inches, it's just, yeah. But I mean, like I said, it works for some people. I love this paper. Hello. In Silhouette, when I cut HTV, I click mirror image. Yes, question. It cuts in a different place from the image. But if I use drop down and mirror the image on the mat, it cuts in the correct area. So we went over this also in my 30-day training. So when you select that, because if you choose like an HTV, I don't change my settings. If you ever look at my screen, like one reason why I don't like doing videos, because then I have to explain why I'm cutting HTV, but my material says cardstock. I don't change that ever. I change my settings. I don't even know what's on top sometimes. So I've had someone say that, well, if you're cutting vinyl, why does it say cardstock? Because I don't care what it says up there. I'm going to change my blade, my speed, and my force, right? So if you choose one that says to mirror, it is mirroring the entire thing. So if it's going to mirror your entire project, not just not just that one element, because it cannot read, like it doesn't know exactly what's on your screen. It just knows that the whole thing needs to be mirrored. So imagine that it's like just taking it, and even if your design, so your design is here, and if it's flipping it to mirror it, it is printing it now or cutting it now on this side of the mat. All right. So if you want it to stay here but be mirrored, you have to mirror just that element so that it stays where it is. But that mirror functions doesn't mirror the design. It mirrors the entire cut surface. And there are like a lot of the cutters are like that too, though. So it's not just that when you look into like other cutters that have a mirror function. See, not everyone has a whole table that they can dedicate. Some people are working in a really small area. So you are blessed in the fact that you are able to have a full table and still be able to function and move and do all those different things. But some people would like to be able to have it and be able to tuck it away. It's like a proper one and things like that. So it's just also it's about space. I mean, even if it was a graph tech, everybody can't have a graph tech because they don't have the space for it. Everybody can't have rolling because they don't have the space for it. I almost brought the Pro. I'm glad I went with the Plus instead. And you're going to come back with another, what do I think? I'm trying to behave on this live. Look, I would like to be like some of these folk that get a bunch of free-ish, but still don't know what they're doing with it. But because they're nice on live and they give positive reviews, people send them free-ish just for the hell of it. Like, they knew not to send it to me because they probably know some stuff that don't make no sense. And I was going to point out the stuff that don't make no sense instead of being that one that says, oh my God, yes. I wasn't going to be the one that's going to point out the fact that you're just trying to jump on what you think is the gravy train of DTF, and I want to fit in any way possible. If they were, I'm not going to say smart because that's very rude. If they were thinking clearly, they have a system that uses white ink. DTF is just ink. And they happen to have an opaque white ink. Roland already had opaque white ink, which had eco solvent. If you are looking at the fact that everybody and their mama is trying to do hacks for DTF, and with some success, you got people that do it with sublimation ink. You've had some people that did it with regular ink. You had some people that did it with pigment ink. And there was a lot of success in that. And, putting it on white cotton shirts and whatnot, right? That lets you know there is nothing special about the properties of DTF ink. It is regular ink. It's not like eco-solvent ink that it is made in a certain way where it can penetrate HTV. It can actually stick to, it's the gel base, so it can stick to adhesive vinyl. It is not like sublimation ink where it is heat activated to get the colors. It is going to actually bind with the molecules of poly-coated or polyester. It is regular ink. The cyan, magenta, and yellow is translucent, just like any other ink. The white is the star of the show. You already had a printer that had white. Did it ever occur to you, instead of pretty much just switching out the ink, because it's all you really did, is just change out the front part and put D, and you invested in putting a different type of ink in these cartridges. Y'all could have just put DTF film in your regular Roland and just let that ish print, because it's still going to be wet, and then you put your powder on the back. I'm trying to figure out what we needed a whole printer for. The joy of DTF is there is no cutting. So I'm buying a machine that I can cut with for material that don't require cutting. It's not like your cutter will automatically cut off that sheet without me putting a line on it. And it also won't fully cut through without bunching up. So I'm trying to figure out what was the purpose other than to tap into an industry that you really did not need to tap into, because people are on a eco-solvent train just as much as they're on a DTF train. So you did all of this for what again? But I do love your products, and don't take this the wrong way. If y'all ever happen to come across, it's nothing but love and what makes sense. Y'all plan on people intelligence, but I do love the products and I do love the machines. If y'all ever want, to go ahead and bless, so I can teach people properly about how to use one of them larger ones, I'm here for it. I'm open for it. But don't spend no more y'all money on no DTF. Y'all made the first runs. Let that be it for those, and have somebody in your research department go ahead and just take that film and then print it. And then the other part of it, when I'm watching, because quite a few of y'all sent me that video, y'all like to send me stuff that's going to trigger me, because some of y'all been sending me this picture. Y'all can stop. I've seen it. Trust me. I've seen it. No more people need to send me that picture no more. But to get the video, and it's like, I told y'all that printer is slow. It prints slow. It's unidirectional. So it's supposed to take forever for something that's supposed to be a faster process. It's number one. Number two, other printers put down the white ink as it's going. You trying to tell me I have to return to origin and print, like have just the regular? So now I got to do extra work. I got to change the colors to print just the colors out. Then I got to return it to origin to tell it to print the white on top. And now I have to, so if it took 30 minutes to print, I got to wait another anywhere from like maybe, because it's not all the colors, maybe another 15, 20 minutes to print the white on the back. I know you effing lying. It's supposed to be more efficient. Get somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to do it. You won't catch me recommending it. I'm just telling y'all now. So if y'all were ever looking for a video for me to go and say, yes, you want DTF is the new wave. I love my rolling. Get the rolling DTF. It ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm a nerd. I look at the science behind it. I look at the practical. Yeah, it don't work for me. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. I have a Cricut. Oh, it's 2 hours. I gotta go after this one. So I have a Cricut, and as you know, you're limited on your print and cut size, and sometimes I need to cut a larger image with printable vinyl and even sticker paper. So I've been looking at the Cameo, currently using Silhouette Design. So if you're just doing like regular sticker sheets, like anywhere from 8.5 by 11 to 11 by 17, you can get a regular Silhouette Cameo 4. If you need, like if you want to just have the extra space, now you can't do 13 by 19 because there is no 13, like the 15-inch technically. I gotta have a conversation with my husband. I gotta go. I just thought about something. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I just thought about something. Okay, anywho, girl, tell the truth, shame the devil. Oh my God. That makes so much sense. Thanks again, Professor. I too have some of your classes in paper, waiting for my other sub inks to run out so I can get yours. Thank you for that. Not trying. You stay 10 toes. You gonna always tell the truth. I knew you was gonna break it down like James. Oh my gosh. It's because you posted it again. You bamboozled me. You bamboozled me. You straight bamboozled me. But it's okay. I gotta go. Cause I just got an idea. I just got an idea. I just got an idea. I did not think of it before. Oh. Oh my gosh. Hell no, I ain't telling it on here. I look crazy. But one of y'all, hell no. Stuff like that, y'all ain't gonna find out about it till it hit the shelves. Peace. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity. Go over to HSINK365.com to get the amazing products so that you can be incredible too. That's going to allow you to print in plain paper setting and get amazing frigid colors. And you can press it at just 365 degrees in 30 seconds. You don't believe me? Go ahead and order the sample pack of paper. It'll be up soon to where you can order sample prints and you can just kind of test it yourself. So you'll get you'll be able to experience the ink and the paper. There's also going to be an option if you would like to upload your artwork to be printed with our ink and paper so that you can compare it before you fully switch over. That will be an option. I'm going to tell you right now, the shipping is the shipping. If you order one print, look, it's going to go in a mailer and you might still end up spending $4. Like, just because you ordered one print don't mean that it's going to be like $1 shipping, because that ain't how the post office work. So you'll still probably pay like $4 for the print to get sent to you, but you will have the option, if you want to try it out, to upload your artwork. We'll print it out on our printer, I'm going to tell you now, it's not going to be from like your EcoTank printer. We use Workforce printers. We will print it out from there, and you'll be able to see the difference and make, to know if you're going to get better results by using our ink versus the ink that you're using, the printer that you're using, the paper that you're using. But you can order sample prints starting on Monday. All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.